Hello everybody, let's have a look then, shall we, at what's going on in the crypto market, which to be honest with you looks like an impending collapse of absolutely everything, absolutely everything. So what I would say is, first of all I'll start by saying I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice, but I'm playing this one safe and I'm staying out of crypto now until the foreseeable future, because what I am expecting is not going to look pretty. Okay, so it's going to look pretty nasty. So I've been bearish on Bitcoin for a long time, and unfortunately now I've gone bearish on Matic. I knew that there was a top that we had seen, we had called the top basically on this channel, and most of the people who watch me or definitely the people on my Telegram appear to have taken profits around here, which good for them. We didn't expect to see this. We kind of did think we were going to find a bounce around this area, but since this area broke down, we simply just collapsed. I think basically the pain is still going to be felt now. The aftershocks are going to be basically shuddering through the entire market, and it's going to be bringing everything down. Matic is extremely vulnerable right now. Never kick a crypto when it's down, but I'm afraid that's probably what's going to happen. Is Matic is going to get kicked when it's down. Might even bring it down to that 1 cent. Hopefully it won't go lower, because that'll be a new bottom forming at that point, which would be pretty bearish, to be honest with you. So if you're looking to get involved in anything right now, I would basically just say hold your horses, let's be patient, because we're in a very, very dangerous area with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is going to tell everything what to do with itself, which direction it's going to go. Everything is going to follow Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is about to make a very, very, very grave decision, unfortunately. Now, I could be wrong. Obviously, I have been wrong in the past, but generally speaking, my track record is actually not too bad. This is pretty good, to be honest with you. What I'm saying has been the same that I've been saying since about this, around about 11,200. Yeah, the last time we were rejected from this descending trend, I've been bearish since here, and I'll continue to be bearish until we've broken out of this descending trend that we've got forming here. Now we're just getting pushed closer and closer and closer to our bottom support here, which was where we tested last time at 6,600. Now that was my first opportunity when I said about Bitcoin bouncing. The first opportunity to form a true reversal would have been at this support level, and it might still be that. We are going to be testing that sometime soon, definitely. We might find another bounce from there, but I think because we had a failed attempt to break above this descending trend, even at these lower levels, when we come down here for a bounce, we will probably be rejected once again from this descending trend, and then we will be pushed and crushed into this further little box territory that we've got here. What this is going to do for the rest of the market, and we'll just have a little measure move from where we are now to there to the bottom of here, where I expect to be likely to be the bottom. That's a 30, we'll call it a 31% decrease in value from where it currently is, bringing us down to 4,900. It could obviously bounce anywhere amongst this level, but I would expect if it doesn't, when we find our way back down here, I think this is unlikely to break down. I think this is where we will find our bounce from, basically. And I'll be going long at this area. I'll also be going long on quite a lot of other coins, and mostly the top cap coins for the moment. Before we start delving into things like Matic, Matic's going to have to readjust its chart really for us to work out where it's going to go and what it's going to look like. A chart like this has had a nice amount of time to age since the summer, and the moving averages have basically told us which direction it wants to go in, and it's telling us that it clearly wants to go down. So let's have a look at the 5-minute chart. This is something we never do on this, because I am expecting this to take place any moment now. So we did sort of break down just very briefly, found a bounce from there. Now what I'm expecting to see, and we'll zoom out a little bit so it makes a bit more sense, we're going to expect to see on the 5-minute chart a little telltale sign. We're going to start to roll over. Now let's see if I can find an example of something where that happened. I'm not going to be able to. There's nothing on this chart now which represents what it's going to look like, the telltale sign. However, if you could imagine us collecting several, I'd say, red candles that are basically just forming a little curly arch over a period of maybe an hour or two, it would tell me that it's about to break down nastily. We have had a failed bounce here. We you know, and this is just a little bounce. This is nothing. This little drop was nothing. This is what, $100, or if that. That's nothing. It looks nasty on the 5-minute chart, but it's actually nothing at all. We'll go to the 4-hourly, see what that looks like. 4-hourly barely registers that move, to be honest with you. But you know, like I say, we are going to be coming down to this level at some point soon. You can see how we're kind of curling over on the 4-hourly chart. It's a little bit more representative of what I'm talking about. MACD's already facing down, so it's unlikely to recover from us from this now. I think it's in the bag, to be honest with you. 4-hour looks down, moving averages are all down, daily's down, moving averages are down. Weekly, I've not looked at this actually this week so far. We're in the red. Moving averages are all down, and MACD's down too. Let's have a look at the monthly actually. Monthly's looking pretty bad. We don't have a lot of indicators on that, but it's definitely bad. I know people are talking about this golden cross that took place on the weekly. You know, hold your horses. That's one indicator in an ocean of negative indicators that are all telling us it's going to go down. Now, a lot of the time when we have such bearish posturing, there is someone somewhere with a lot of weight and a lot of power that just completely destroys the direction it's going, as everybody wants it to. Well, no one wants it to go down, but as everybody expects it to go down, it's going down. But I have seen information to suggest that there's a lot more longs being placed now than there are shorts, which I'm not really fooled by. Like I say, my track record is usually okay with these sort of things, and I have been saying it's going bearish for a long time. As we didn't break out of this trend when we hit our bottom support level, the chances are we're not gonna break out of it now. We're going to be coming down to test this and probably break that. So what's that going to do for Matic then? So let's have a look at Matic and see what that means for Matic. So the daily's not giving us much information. We'll start with going to the 4-hourly, see how that looks. So we're kind of leveling out at the moment in amongst this first accumulation zone that we had set for ourselves earlier on a few weeks ago. When we started to go bullish, we wanted to accumulate within this area or this area. I don't know if you've watched my channel for long, but this is something we were hoping to see, an accumulation zone within the area that we are in now, or just above within this area here. If we had done that and we'd taken a slower approach to this this massive giant move up, it probably wouldn't have ended quite like this. We could have accumulated in here for a month, we could have accumulated in here for a month, we could have even accumulated just above the 2.7 cent for a month. But because we didn't do that, we essentially, I wouldn't call it parabolic, but it's not far from it, so we've collapsed. Now, these moving averages are fastly approach. It's very, very, very steeply facing down. This will inevitably cause a death cross unless we get it above this level here on the 4-hourly chart here. That will in turn create a death cross on the daily chart. If the and this is actually quite interesting. You can see how we're bouncing here from the 200 exponential moving average. That is our last battleground zone there, and we're actually very close to it. So we have to stay above that level, which is 1.7 cent, and we have to stay above there full stop. We cannot go lower than that, otherwise it will be the death cross, and that will finish Matic off, and it will go back down to where it started from, and probably even lower, because everything is going down lower now. I'm telling you, I'm telling you now, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but Bitcoin is going to bring everything down. So the likelihood is that Matic will be brought down with it, along with absolutely everything. Nothing will escape this. This will be an enormous collapse of cryptocurrency, and it looks like it's beginning to play out as we speak on this channel now. Who knows where the price will be at this time tomorrow, or even when you've watched this video. So the price of a Bitcoin at this moment in time, 7,100, and we'll call it 89. And the price of a Matic is 1.8 cent. I'm telling you now that if the Bitcoin decides to bring itself down and collapse into these areas, we're going to have a Matic at around about 1.2 cent, between 1.2 and 1.4. We could even come down to as low as 1 cent, where we accumulated just around these levels here. If we break down from there, if we break down below 1 cent, Matic is finished until further notice. People will be very interested in picking up Matic at that price. Me also, I would love to pick it up at that price, but it could go even lower, because if Bitcoin breaks down under this level and then decides to come down into this level, the market will be sapped of its energy, and there is even a chance that it could break down from this level, basically causing a lot of cryptocurrency to be lower in value than it was at the beginning of this year, making brand new lows. I'm not saying Bitcoin will make a brand new low, but I'm pretty sure that there'll be several altcoins out there, top cap altcoins, which will actually be at new lows for the year. I know that sounds shocking, and I know that sounds terrible. People don't like to hear these sort of things, because if you've got money wrapped up in cryptocurrency, look, at the end of the day, if you're in a top cap coin, the price will recover. It'll take a long time though. It'll take into next year. Things will recover definitely. But if Bitcoin decides to bring itself down into this area or below, you know, it's the market will stay low for a while. It's going to take quite a while for that to recover. The amount of time it will take for it to recover will be the amount of time it takes for these moving averages to level out again, as they did around this level when we broke down from here and we leveled out again. And how long did that take? From the bottom here to the time where we decided to really push and go bullish, that was 110 days. So that's like a third of the year almost. So we're talking 4 months period before it decided to really pick up. That's the sort of thing that we'll be looking at if we break down below this level here. Now, if we decide to bounce from here and move out against this above this descending trend, there might be enough momentum in the market to pick it up quicker than that. But if it breaks down from here, it's going to take a long time for these moving averages to reset, and it's that resetting of the moving averages which is going to take the time, and that will dictate the speed of the recovery of the market. Even if we break into this level here and break out, like I say, it'll take a while for us to really start to go bullish in the market. But if we break down below here, you know, we could call it next year a very, very slow beginning of the year. Alt season, you know, there's no reason for an alt season. There's no reason for a bullish Bitcoin. There's just going to be more slow and steady growth. Probably even, you know, you could write off the entire spring. You can say I'm not great with time levels. You know, I can't say it'll pick up by X, Y, and Z. These are all theoretical. If we break down beneath here, though, what we have to wait for is we have to wait for moving averages to reset, to go level, and then slowly go bullish, which is what happened here. And they only started to rocket when we had this cross here, which is the inevitable golden cross move. Whenever you see one of these, you know it's time to go bullish. But whenever you see one of these, you know it's time to be bearish. And we had one of these, and we had that at this price action here. It's only fair that we'll come back down to at least that price action, and probably lower, which I expect to be down here. So let's be careful with our money, okay? Personally, just to let you know, I'm all in Tether, apart from my margin trading account, which obviously I don't tether. I'm okay with those cryptos that have the Bitcoin and the XRP going lower in value, because I will be shorting certain places and increasing my equity and my margin account. But generally speaking, I am not holding any coins right now. I am waiting for this whole thing to collapse, and it's only once it's collapsed and has a possible bounce at this level that I would consider buying anything again. Alright? So I mean, that's probably going to destroy my channel now until next year. Like I say, if this move does happen the way I expect it to, it's going to be a very slow and boring time for crypto. But like I say, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. I just, you know, have to stress that something is likely to happen which will destroy the market until further notice. Destruction. It's going to be over. It'll be it. That'll be it. And we'll have to reassess the situation, you know, at the beginning of next year and see what's going on. Anyway, if you disagree with me, please leave a comment. If you agree with me, leave a comment. Either way, I hope you have a nice evening, and take it easy. Have a good one.